Oh boy, I am really in the doghouse now. You have really done it this time, Gonzalez. Oh, by the force, you have really gotten yourself into the pit.
Hey, Gonzalez, keep it down. I'm trying to play Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, sure, easy for you to go and play your stupid video game. Do you even realize what we did?
No.
Sure, go and hide in your game. Anything to hide from the fact that we missed the single most important holiday of the month.
What are you talking about? We went to Mardi Gras just this week.
No, not that one, the other one. We missed Valentine's Day. And because of that, my lady is going to be fuming at me. She is really gonna have my shell for this one.
You got a girlfriend?
There is a lot about me you do not know, Koopa Man.
Well, sheesh, Gonzalez, why don't you just make it up to her by spending some time with her? In fact, let me give you some recommendations of movies you can watch.
You are just going to review the Charlie Brown specials again, aren't you?
You goddamn better believe I am.
I am so dead.
Hey everyone, it's the Koopa Man here. Happy belated Singles Awareness Day. Yeah, this isn't even remotely close to Valentine's Day. Heck, it's not even the same week. But after doing a little research into Charlie Brown holiday specials, I found quite a handful of them that were either Valentine's Day related or lovey-dovey romance themed. And I thought, what a better time to review these than February, the month of love.
Or the month that Gonzalez is going to get his shell smashed by his main gal.
Quiet you. Anyway, there's quite a handful of them, so let's just jump right into it, shall we? First up, we have You're in Love, Charlie Brown. It's almost time for summer break, and all the kids are excited. All, of course, except for good old Charlie Brown. You see, he's nervous, anxious even, and he has butterflies in his stomach every time he sees the little redhead girl in class. And as Linus spells it out to him, he's hopelessly in love. This is the first time in the TV specials we see the hopeless romance between Charlie Brown and the infamously unseen little redhead girl. So he goes about his school day trying to find a way to break the ice. First, he tries a love note, which he accidentally reads aloud to the class when the teacher asks him to present his book report. Next, he tries to approach their desk by going to sharpen his pencil, only for him to sharpen his good ballpoint pen. Finally, at lunch, he decides to go up and talk to her, only this is Charlie Brown and he chickens out at the last second. On his way home from school, Violet and Lucy mock him for his book report, only for Linus to try to defend his honor by saying that he's in love, which just increases the mockery of him because who would love a blockhead like Charlie Brown? Remember what I said about it being unclear if Charlie Brown is mopey-dopey so his life sucks, or his life sucks and that's why he's mopey-dopey? Well, with friends like these, which do you think it is? It's not like Lucy is one to talk, because meanwhile in the B-plot, she's trying and failing to get the attention of her own crush, Schroeder, who will ignore her constantly because his only love is Beethoven and the piano. She even explodes on Charlie Brown twice because of this. The way she treats him makes you wonder if his foot ever accidentally slipped when she tried to get him to kick the football.
Kick the ball, you blockhead! But every time I try, you just take the ball away. This time I won't! Come on already! Maybe this time she means it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to kick the football. This is it! Ah! That's for years of humiliation, bitch.
Anyway, Charlie Brown confides in his friend, Peppermint Patty, making her on-screen debut in the special, who promises to arrange a date for him. Only she missed one crucial detail and thinks the girl he's pining for was none other than Lucy Van Pelt. The next day is the last day of school. Charlie Brown is determined to get his chance with the little red-haired girl, so he decides to wake up early so he doesn't miss the bus as usual. Only for the bus driver to leave him asleep on the bench anyway, and... what? They aren't allowed to do that. What the hell? Real talk here, school bus drivers have a responsibility to the students that they actually get to school and don't get kidnapped. If one of them just abandons a kid on a bench to get kidnapped, he should be fired. And no, I don't care, it's Charlie Brown. Do your fucking job. Anyway, because of this, Charlie Brown is late for school and gets reprimanded by the principal, who is also responsible for the bus driver being the guy who hired him in the first place. Jeez, why are these people so incompetent? As far as I'm aware, this special was made before the teachers' unions took over. Anyway, he gets up to class and tries to impress the little red-haired girl by doing a math problem when he's called up to the board. only to get it completely wrong and to be made a fool of. And on his way home, the bus driver once again knowingly leaves him behind. But somehow the little red-haired girl slipped him a note in his hand, letting him know that she likes him. So it's not all that bad, at least. As for the special, it's sort of average. I get the point of Peanuts is Charlie Brown must suffer, but the levels it gets into are contrived in this special in particular. And I'll bring up the subject again, don't worry. But at least this one gives Charlie Brown something of a small victory, even if it's just to prolong his suffering. Oh well. Next up, There Is No Time for Love, Charlie Brown. This is one of those specials that's basically a one-to-one rip from the comics. That said, the strips chosen for this special are some of the best shots ever written, and it is the first time we see the on-screen love triangle that is Charlie Brown, Peppermint Patty, and Marcy, though I suppose with the little red-haired girl it's a square, but then Linus cock-blocked them on New Year's, so... Regardless, Charlie Brown and Peppermint Patty's schools are going on a field trip to an art museum. At the museum, Charlie Brown and Sally meet up with Peppermint Patty off her bus, and she has a new friend, a new student named Marcy. It is Marcy's first appearance in these specials, and they get so caught up in the meet and greet that the field trip is started without them, and due to there being no responsible teachers or chaperones present, the four of them, and Snoopy, get left behind and mistake the nearby grocery store as an art museum. Hang on, let me just add this to my list of grievances to bring up at the next PTA meeting. Marcy asks Peppermint Patty if she likes Charlie Brown, which she plays off cool, denying, and, well...
Me? Me in love with Chuck? How could anybody ever be in love with boring, dull, wishy-washy old Chuck?
I thought I heard someone sigh.
There he is. There's Chuck. Where's he going?
It looks like he's going home, sir.
Stop calling me sir. Hey, Chuck, what's the matter?
I bet he heard what you said about him, sir. About how he's dull and wishy-washy, and that no one could ever be in love with him.
Chuck, come back. I didn't mean it. I didn't know you were listening. Chuck!
Poor old Chuck, Charlie Brown. Of course, Peppermint Patty didn't mean any of that. She was just trying to play it cool, like one of those Zoom deers. I don't know, I don't speak Moonruns. She tries to invite him over to help her and Marcy with their assignment later, and tries to apologize, and afterwards, Charlie Brown offers to walk Marcy home, and she explains what was going on. Marcy has always been a bit wiser than the other kids, and she gives Charlie Brown a little peck on the cheek and tells him to think of it as if it were from Peppermint Patty, who he calls up later and thanks her for. And to make things even better for Charlie Brown, somehow he got an A on his assignment for thinking of an art museum creatively like a grocery store and, oh, it's the 70s. Those kinds of teachers. That explains everything. Let me just write it down. Staff is made up primarily of stoned-out hippies with no sense of responsibilities other than to smoke their next toke. Anyway, this special really is 10 out of 10. It's not just straight-up Charlie Brown torture porn, and actually gives the characters time to breathe and develop, and ends on a joke when we see the introduction of Marcy calling Peppermint Patty Sir. It's stuff like this that makes me really love the world of Peanuts. It's a shame that the next one isn't that good. Be my Valentine, Charlie Brown. So Charlie Brown is sitting at his mailbox waiting for Valentine's, and to Lucy's credit, she does wish him luck, even if she does punctuate it with an insult. And we go into the intro with some Charlie Brown and Snoopy shenanigans. The special truly begins with Linus buying a heart-shaped box of chocolate, which he reveals to Violet is going to be for his teacher, and Violet then asked him what to buy for a male teacher. Hello, feds? Charlie Brown School. Now!
FBI, open up!
On his way out, Sally sees Linus with the box and believes that her sweet Babu is going to try to surprise her with it, despite Linus numerous times telling her that he is not her sweet Babu. So naturally, she decides to make him a Valentine in return. Cut to class, where it turns out that not only are Charlie Brown and Linus in the same class, but so are Schroeder and Sally. Schroeder I get, he's sort of in the same sphere as Charlie Brown usually, but Sally? I don't know. Maybe she's advanced grades? Somehow I doubt it. Schroeder sets up the plot for the rest of the special, that is, being the class Valentine's box. Yeah, I remember those, but when I was a little hatchling, you were required to do one for every member of the class. Sally tries to make Linus a homemade Valentine after hearing those are more special, but she is inept at cutting, folding, or even using a glue stick. And you begin to wonder how she's in Charlie Brown's class. She can't even cut a heart. It comes out as every suit in the deck but a heart. She even gets thrown up by Snoopy, who makes a Valentine for Woodstock. Lucy, meanwhile, tries to subtly hint to Schroeder that she wants him to make her a Valentine. But while he is willing to be a good student to announce the Valentine class box, he honestly wants no part in the forced greeting card holiday. Let's just put a pin in that for now. Frustrated, Lucy goes off to watch Snoopy perform a puppet show, but it is far too interactive for her tastes. The day of the class Valentine's party arrives, and it is as expected. Charlie Brown got jack and shit. Just a candy heart that reads, "Forget it." Did anyone really expect otherwise? As for Linus, he gets his heart broken when the teacher he crushes on ignores his candy box to drive off with her boyfriend. He decides to vent out his forever alone energy by throwing the chocolates into the river. The next morning, Charlie Brown is depressed when Violet and a few other girls decide to give him a few pity Valentines. That's when Schroeder's Sigma male energy erupts.
Hold on there. What do you think you're doing? Who do you think you are? Where were you yesterday when everyone else was giving out Valentines? Is kindness and thoughtfulness something you can make retroactive? Don't you think he has any feelings? You and your friends are the most thoughtless bunch I've ever known. You don't care anything about Charlie Brown. You just hate to feel guilty. And now you have the nerve to come around one day later and offer him a used Valentine just to ease your conscience.
Hello, base department? Unfortunately, Charlie Brown is too beta to care that he can only get some out of pity, and the special ends. To be honest, it was kind of mediocre as a special. Not as bad as Charlie Brown New Year's, or even You're in Love, but still nowhere near as good as the level of Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, Christmas, or No Time for Love. Anyway, next on the list. It's your first kiss, Charlie Brown. So it's homecoming at Charlie Brown's school, which is kind of odd because this is an elementary school. Usually this is the sort of thing that's done with high schools. But Snoopy's ears turn into a helicopter, so logic has long since gone out the window. Anyway, Charlie Brown and Linus were picked to be the escorts of the homecoming queen, who, as luck would have it, is none other than a little red-haired girl, now named Heather. This puts Charlie Brown in a tizzy and he faints right there on the float. The main focus of the special is on the homecoming game, however, in which Charlie Brown is on the school's team along with Peppermint Patty, who is supposed to be going to a different school, Franklin, who also is part of Peppermint Patty's school, Pigpen, Schroeder, Linus, and Lucy. Yeah, this isn't gonna end well at all. In fact, because of that, they get clobbered in the first half because every time Charlie Brown goes to do the field kick, take a wild guess what happens. No, really, guess. And despite there being witnesses, it's treated like it's Charlie Brown's fault. Good grief. He even gets yelled at it for it by Peppermint Patty. It was so transparently Charlie Brown torture pornographic that people complained, and in the re-releases on VHS and DVD, they backmask Peppermint Patty yelling at him, which just ends up making her sound like a Satanist who's scolding Charlie Brown. Anyway, they catch up in the second half, and in the final few seconds of the fourth quarter, they're just a point behind, needing Charlie Brown to score a field goal to tie the game. This is it, his big moment. All they gotta do is get literally anyone but Lucy to hold the ball, and son of a bitch! Calm down. You'll get to that in a moment. So yeah, because of Charlie Brown and not Lucy, the game was ruined, and everyone hates him for it, even though he had nothing to do with Lucy pulling the ball like a bitch.
Okay, that is the last time you are gonna pull that crap. You hear me?
Yes!
Do you hear me?
Yes!
You are gonna hold down that football until Charlie Brown kicks it. You got that?
Yes!
Go ahead, Charlie.
Yay!
And you know what else? I did some checking around. You're not a licensed therapist. Roadhouse.
So he almost doesn't go to the dance, but seeing as it is his duty, he does, and it is tradition that the Queen's escort leads her to the dance and plants a kiss on her cheek. This is the moment, the titular first kiss, and it is everything Charlie Brown could have dreamed. He is in heaven in a trippy acid sequence. Just one small problem. You see, at the brick wall the next day, he tells Linus that he doesn't remember any of it. Are you fucking serious? This whole goddamn special is nothing but life and Lucy taking a hot steaming shit on Charlie Brown, a kid who by all accounts never did anything to anybody that deserved this treatment, and this is how you end it? This is what I was talking about earlier with the phrase Charlie Brown torture porn. To elaborate, this is a certain trope called too bleak, stop caring. What this is when a work is too dark or depressing, eventually the audience will stop giving a crap about it and anything that happens afterwards. Because if there's no hope for the character or characters, what's the point of investing your time and energy into it? For example, there are certain works tied to the world of Warhammer 40k that are extremely guilty of this. In fact, it's even got its own name, Grimderp. And the biggest example is the Badab War. To make a long story short, it started with a simple rebellion against the admittedly oppressive Imperium of Man, and ended with all parties involved either dead, wishing they were dead, turned to chaos, or having been lapdogs for the Inquisition, the Imperium's secret police, all along. Apply this to Charlie Brown, and if you're just gonna take away his one grand moment in his bleak, bleak life again and again and again and again and again, why should we care? Why should we invest in him or any other Peanuts character if the world's just gonna be this cruel? And that's why I rank this special so low, I even rank it below New Year's. It is without a doubt the absolute worst. One more to go. A Charlie Brown Valentine. Not to be confused with Be My Valentine Charlie Brown, and to be honest, I'm kind of numb. This special released in 2002, and it's kind of like a hybrid of that special and First Kiss. It features Charlie Brown trying to talk to the little red hair girl, Lucy trying to screw him over out of pure spite, Peppermint Patty and Marcy fawning over him, and Snoopy proving that white women want to be with dogs. Including the little red hair girl apparently, who now has a new design and doesn't have a name anymore. Look, I'm gonna be honest, by the time I got to this special and my watch through, I was completely numb from the head down, out of just sheer anger for the last one. It pretty much almost is as bad as First Kiss, but the only thing that saves it is Charlie Brown does get a Valentine in the end, but he doesn't know who it's from. Oh boy, it's done. Look, unlike the Christmas special, these ones were more of a mixed bag, with the First Kiss being a turd in a bag of trail mix. But the ones that were good were really, really good. Just avoid First Kiss and maybe Charlie Brown Valentine like the plague. I guess I ought to wrap it up. It's been the Koopa Man. Game on. I wonder what's going on with Gonzalez.
Oh, there you are, Koopa Man. I got to thank you. That movie idea sure did the trick. Come meet my lady friend.
Gonzalez? That's a Wookiee.
And what a Wookiee. Trust me, friend. You got something that cannot be explained. Anyway, thanks for everything. Come on, babe.
I'm gonna go back to my game now and pretend I never seen any of that. Good night, everybody.